Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Time of Possession. I'm Ryan Jones along with Tyler Van Dyke and Jared Hickman. It's going to be a long one tonight, boys. We're going to recap the MLB trade deadline, talk about who got better, who got worse, who are the true contenders, cough cough Mariners, and we're also going to be talking about the AFC North, which contains three potential playoff teams, as well as one team that might get relegated to the CFL. But before all that, boys, how are we doing this fine Monday evening?
That's hella funny. The CFL. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I mean, all they gotta do is hop across Lake Erie. That's all they gotta do. But yeah, just a
No, they're pretty down bad.
yeah, grind of a week. Kind of like how the Dodgers have been doing, just trying to grind through it. Uh, just no doesn't seem to catch a break. But I'm getting through it. Just trying to get through this week. Get to day off just to reset.
Oh, you have Sunny also, huh?
Yes, I do.
Dang.
That's fancy
It's
baseball
rough.
talk, ladies and gentlemen.
My week's been pretty good. It was my last week at work this last week, so um it's been weird to have like a Monday without work for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
But I got some opportunities down the road. I'll be all right.
Alrighty. This is it. This is the MLB
I
Trade
like the whole
Deadline.
slideshow.
Yeah,
Nice.
I want to do something different because we keep doing docs. So I was like, but this is gonna be like not as long as like one of our in-depth division profiles. So I was like, I'll just do a quick slideshow and all. All right. If you could, with our first slide, we will go over our first team, Ryan. We're gonna go with everyone's favorite known defensive wizards, fundamental geniuses, the New York Yankees. Who did they get? They got Ryan McMahon from Colorado.
Rosario got 2 hits today already and an RBI.
Yep. Dodger legend Ahmed Rosario doing things on the Yankees. They also got, known outfielder Jose Caballero from the Rays. If you know, you know. And then, of course, they overhauled that bullpen.
Bro, he switched mid-game. He was one of those. That's crazy.
Yeah. They overhauled their bullpen, getting David Bednar, Camilo Doval, and Jake Bird. And, of course, they got Giants legend Austin Slater from the White Sox. Just getting that team going for it. The AL's open, but I don't think so, Yankees. I don't think so.
Oh dang, they went extra innings.
Did they? The Rangers and Yankees?
Right
oh man.
Yeah, 5-5.
Man, my buddy Carson is probably going through it right now. He is a Yankees fan. All right, who they lost? Well, they sold Oswald Peraza to the Angels because the Angels just decided to buy for whatever reason and not sell. I don't know what it is, but they did lose a lot of prospects. I didn't want to put their names because who knows, they might not pan out, but they lost a lot of prospects. Let's just say that. Next slide.
Camilo Doval hurts me a little. Doval hurts me a little bit.
Hey, it's okay. The Yankees got to experience the Camilo Doval. All right, next.
Yeah, just wait till they experience the highs, dude.
The highs. All right, and of course, my Seattle Mariners, America's team, the team we need to make it to the World Series. Who they added?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Eugenio Suarez back with the Mariners. Josh Naylor on the Mariners. And, of course, they got some relief help in Caleb Ferguson. Yeah, they sent a little bit over. They sent a little bit over to Arizona. But, hey, only one top 10 prospect.
Quite a few prospects, but not bad.
Most of them are pitching. Most of them are pitching because that is what Arizona needs right now. But I am loving... I'm so glad when they got...
I told you Suarez was going to go back.
Well, once I saw the Yankees get McMahon, I went, it is basically a foregone conclusion. They
I
are
said
going to
it
get
before
Suarez.
that though. I just had a feeling like that just makes sense to have a reunion, especially once they got Josh Naylor. I was like, okay, if they're already going Diamondbacks, like
My hope is
there we
that
go.
they re-sign them in the offseason, because if they don't and they just let them walk for nothing,
Not worth it.
I'm going to
Yeah.
experience some levels of toxic masculinity that have never been experienced before.
Uh,
Just
Oh boy.
this is my
so
small
essentially,
market.
you're gonna feel like a Padre fan.
Speaking of, we'll get to them. Next slide, Ryan. If
They made some moves.
the New York Mets.
They made some moves. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was this was one of my favorites. Like this was
Now, as a Dodgers fan, I loathe the fact that they got Ryan Helsley. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Helsley
I
in
was
this Dodgers.
pissed.
That was the one
Yep.
move I was mad at. This, like, I was like,
Yeah, me too.
the one
I
that
love
actually
Ryan Helsley.
made me drop an F-bomb. Cedric Mullins, that is such a good move for them. I'm not mad at it. They needed
Yeah.
some outfield depth and some defense, because obviously Nimmo used to be your center fielder, but now he's left field. So good for them. They did get Tyler Rodgers, and it was quite a hefty price for one Tyler Rodgers, the Submariner.
Yeah.
Ryan, how do you feel about that, losing Tyler Rodgers?
Yeah.
honestly, I was sad to lose both him and Duvall, but I honestly the Tyler Rodgers that hurt a little more, you know. Like obviously, since the Giants' really hot start this year, they kind of just like ever since they got Rafael Devers, So
Yeah, what? That's so strange. That's
and
crazy.
I
They let go of Yaz too.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean, I'm Giants fans have been wanting Yaz gone for forever,
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Tyler Rodgers one was the one that I was like, damn, all right, that one hurts. That one hurts a lot.
Shocking to see Baltimore sell, to be honest, too.
They're
Especially
out of
Cedric
it.
Mullins.
They're
the
out of it.
craziest thing is that Rodgers
Yeah, I
played
know.
Rodgers played with Buster Posey, so like it's just obviously he's up there in age, but like his unique throwing style and everything makes him like just it's hard to hit that thing, man. It's hard to
Mm-hmm.
hit. It's different, but I mean I love it for the Mets, get him for a season or two, see if you can,
Yeah, they made some great ads
Well, you
for
can-
sure.
And then, of course, they also got Gregory Soto as well. Not the closer he used to be, like he was with Detroit, obviously. He's more of a middle innings guy. Maybe pitch a, high leverage every now and then, but not too high leverage. They did pay a little bit of a hefty price. Obviously, they didn't, didn't cost them a lot as most teams, but the Ryan's Phillies, of course, they of all people got Yohan Duran with what prospects? I have no idea. I don't even think they have a top farm system. If they do, then, well, I'm wrong. I'm supposed to be the baseball guy. But all we needed was Philly to get a dominant closer. God damn it, baseball. We had one job, was to not let Philadelphia have a dominant closer. And they have him for the next couple of years, so... He says he loves pitching there already. The atmosphere reminds him of the playoff series the Twins had a couple years ago. So, Harrison Bader to the Phillies was almost like just an alley-oop, just like an easy toss-up. Like, it was pretty much written in the stars that he was probably going to get traded there. And then, of course, Matt Manning just getting thrown to... as, like, another arm for that Phillies bullpen. But really, Yohan Duran is the big one. Philly's got a dominant closer. Now their only issue is going to
I
be...
love it for my fantasy team.
It's going to be
it.
bridging from the starter to Duran. It's that middle part of the bullpen for the Phillies that's going to scare their fans. Is can they get to Duran with a lead? With that offense, I'm sure they can tack on enough. But when you're facing those tough teams, like you did in the playoffs... Can you hold a lead, and can you score enough to get to Duran? Next slide, Ryan.
I might just pick him again. Man.
Back to the well. And of course, the toxic masculinity that this.
I'll be tired.
Okay, I saw a tweet today.
This is incredible.
Yeah, dude. So for Mason Miller and JP Sears, they had to give up their number 1 and 3 prospect. It's
The entire damn farm.
literally, they paid so much to go
Oh
all
my
in
gosh, bro.
again. They paid so much to go all in again.
That's crazy. And Berger, who they were really high on too.
Like, dude, I saw a tweet today that was like Mason Miller, like when they got there, like one of the first things we told him was like, yeah, the Dodgers, we don't like them very much. I'm like, what the hell is this? Some like girls sleepover?
Why you gotta say that?
I know, like, if you're a division
Dang.
rival, it should be known. You don't have to be like, you can't like them because they're our division rival and like you just can't, okay? Like that
I assume we were talking to him too, probably.
I mean, probably, yeah. He might.
Oh god.
Dude, I'm sorry. It's just like, what kind of high school drama do the Padres have going on there? Like, it was just so dumb to read because I'm like, this is just so toxic. This is so toxic.
No, yeah, we don't like the Padres. It's fine,
Yeah, but we don't say it every episode, so it's
I'm
like,
worth it.
but we don't say it. Yeah,
we don't need to say it. It's already known. All right. Of course, Ryan O'Hearn.
I respect what they did. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
do what
there's
you
a lot
gotta
of great
do,
odds.
but like we get it. You don't like the Dodgers. You don't need to say it to every player that comes in, like as like it's like a club rule, like rule number 1 on the wall. All right.
You see that?
They have like a dartboard of like Shohei Ohtani and like every player. Anyway, so that from Baltimore they got Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano. O'Hearn is the rental they got. Laureano, I believe, is under contract for another year after this, so had to pay a little bit more.
He's had a great resurgent year too.
Yeah. Freddie Fermin, Ryan nearly.
Dude,
That's a good pickup.
when I saw the notification from Jeff Passan, I was driving around and I just had pulled into PetSmart to get this, by the way, and like get Zuko a bunch, like a little toy for his birthday and a treat and all that. And
Freddie.
dude, I did a double take, man. I almost did a spit take. I was like drinking a water and I was like, what? And yeah, it was. I thought
Thank
for a
gosh it
second-
wasn't that.
I thought it was Freddie Freeman for a sec, and then I like read, okay, Royals.
No, he's a really good catcher actually.
Yeah.
He's good offensively too. It's a good pickup.
Yeah, they've not been able to figure out the catching situation there. They've been rolling out Elias Diaz and Martin Maldonado. Obviously not been great since... Well, Diaz hasn't been great since he left Colorado, really. Martin Maldonado, as we know, is mainly just a catcher.
Has never been great.
No,
as an
offensively,
offensive
no.
bat.
He'll run into a homer here and there, but
when he
like,
was for Houston, like way back, he would hit a little more. But
yeah,
That's probably because they were cheating.
you're right. Good.
Who said that?
Yep. I don't know. It wasn't you.
And then of course they got batting practice in Nestor Cortez from the Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah, obviously the Freddie Fermin one I circle as like this was very much a need. Campusano has not been what they had hoped, and Ethan Salas is not ready yet. That's probably been their one untouchable in trade talks because they need a catcher, and they're hoping Salas becomes the guy they can lean on, kind of like how Will Smith is for the Dodgers. Yeah, a lot. They did give up major league talent, and then of course a lot of their top prospects. Either one of two things will happen with the Padres farm system. Either one, AJ Preller will resupply it. It'll be good again because that's just what he's done after
Bring it
all
back
these
up.
big trades.
That's what they do.
He's a good evaluator of talent. Or two, some of these prospects that are going to replace that talent lost aren't as highly sought after, coveted, and this is going to haunt the Padres for years to come. And the problem,
we keep saying that though. Like I feel like you've said that the last couple of years, and they just keep finding a way to add, veteran talent and whatnot.
And get to the
And
playoffs.
yeah, and they keep getting in. I mean, I guess October baseball, anything can happen, right? And they just keep.
Mason Miller's a hell of an October arm to have, that's for sure.
yeah.
Also, I
JP
don't wanna
Sears
cut-
is a quietly good pickup also.
I don't want to cut you off, Jared. Also, you were mentioning their catching situation. Freddie, how do you say his name? Furman.
Fermin,
Fermin.
I think. Fermin.
Furman, whatever. He's only on a 1-year deal too. So, I mean, you mentioned the young guy that they have waiting, right? This is like a 1-year rental for this year. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they could easily re-sign Fermin in the offseason just to bring him back
they
because,
could, yeah.
like,
if he does good, yeah.
Like
for
he
sure.
only signed a 1-year deal with the Royals too. So like how, I don't know.
yeah,
Tough for catchers.
And again, I don't know when Salas is ready. I don't know if that's going to be next year or the year after, but it's going to be soon. Obviously, you can't keep him down there forever. And the problem is with trading these guys is
Does he
that
play single, double? What does he play?
I believe it's AA he's in right now. So, their first prospect that they had was like the number 3 ranked in all of baseball, and obviously he was a shortstop. But where are you gonna play him? Because you've got your infield crowded with Bogarts, which is probably the worst contract in MLB right now, and that's just untradeable. Like you doomed yourself to that once you had him sign it. Of course, you have Machado at third, and he's gonna be there for life.
He was good.
Yeah. Then you have Cronenworth, obviously, unless you move off
Maybe
of
they
him.
send him to the bench, man. Send him to the bench.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I wouldn't mind him. Like, he could have been a September call-up, whatnot, get some experience, but, like, it's just hard when you don't have a spot for all this talent because you keep signing guys in the offseason. Like C.J. Abrams was moved, like, the offseason before they got Bogarts.
I'm surprised he didn't get traded somewhere. He's killing it.
I would not trade anybody that young for Washington. Like Gore,
sure.
I was hoping
They're
they
trying to
would
build
trade
it up.
Gore.
Yeah.
I don't know why Gore was even
Yeah.
mentioned in trade talks. Washington should hold on to him for day your life. Like
Alex
would
Call's
take-
young.
Yeah, that one I was a little bit surprised. They
That was surprising. Like really surprising. Yeah. We'll get to it.
yeah, but the
What do we got
Padres,
next?
they're going all in again. Go on to the next slide. Us.
Oh, there we go.
Us.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we got Alex Call. From what I heard, the Dodgers were spending hours trying to come to a deal with the Guardians for Stephen Kwan, but they could not come to an agreement. So Alex Call, my guess, was the backup plan, and they got him for their number 16 and 20 prospect, and we basically have Call all for the rest of the decade. Like 2030, he's a free agent or something like that.
Wow.
We got Brock Stewart. He used to be in the Dodgers system, or we used to be on the Dodgers too. So welcome back to Brock.
He was on the Dodgers. Yeah.
Yeah. We were in a 3-team trade with the Reds and the Rays, and we ended up getting the Reds number 10 prospect.
That's the one they got Zach Littell, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ended up giving away like one of our catching prospects, I think Hunter Fiducia, but like really, he's not gonna get any time.
We faced him.
Yep.
He's on the roster.
Yep.
We faced him the other day.
And then
Yeah.
of course, when we gave away Dustin May to the Red Sox, and a shocker, I was not expecting May to get traded. That was the pass and
That was
bomb
shocking. Yeah.
right before the deadline hit. Where I was like, "Oh my god, what?" And I was for like a half hour looking.
Kind of hurts to lose Outman too.
Yeah, but really, he was out of options too. So our only choice, if somebody came back, was going to be to DFA him, if not trade him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or would have had to DFA
That's
somebody else off the roster. So
Yeah.
for the Red Sox, yeah, out for the last
If
half hour, I was looking like who'd we get, and we ended up getting James Tibbs, who was one of the main prospects the Red Sox got in the Devers trade. And they also threw in their number 27 prospect as like, hey, here, you know what? Here you go too. And I don't know what the Reds. If James Tibbs ends up turning into either a great player for the Dodgers or as a valuable trade piece, thank the Red Sox once again, because they cannot stop supplying the Dodgers with ammunition. Go ahead, Ryan.
And yet they're somehow better. Like, I don't get the Red Sox, dude. Real quick, I want both of you to give what the Dodgers did at the deadline. Give them a letter grade: A, B, C, D, F. Like, what are you feeling?
Solid B. I just a solid
Probably
B.
a B, yeah, B minus.
Like if they got like, I mean, obviously Alex Call is not the flashy move, but like you think of it long term, like Tyler,
He's decent. He's a good average hitter.
yeah, and better defender from
Yeah.
what we've seen.
From what I've seen and heard, yeah.
I'm just gonna say I just feel like Alex Call. I'm just gonna call this right now. Alex, no pun intended. Alex Call feels like a guy in the postseason who can just maybe terrorize a team defensively and offensively. Like when we got Tommy Edman, what did he do against the Mets? Absolutely destroyed them. Maybe Alex Call goes off for a series.
He's that guy.
Like he just gets
Yeah.
so much RBIs and just defensively robbing extra base hits, ending like possible scoring chances for other teams. Like he could be that, maybe. I'm not saying he is, but he could be.
He's never played in October. That's the thing.
Yeah,
so.
obviously being in Washington since the World Series, they've not been able to,
Yeah.
Brock Stewart, not the flashiest move, but hey, you know what? He's been solid this year. I would have loved Ryan Helsley. Him or Duran would have made me give them an A.
Yeah.
Would have given me an A, but this is just
even Mason Miller too.
You guys just had to get some freaking arms in there.
We
man.
needed some relief pitching. I mean, that's I guess enough. But wait, wasn't the other prospect a pitcher too?
Yeah, the one we got from the Reds, yes, but I don't expect him to be called up at all. So,
okay.
Yeah, but right now I just
we need more relief arms. Like getting one's nice, but we should have tried to get at least one more.
Obviously,
all right. Ladies and gentlemen, the return.
The return.
God.
Return.
Minnesota, like
interesting, but like I'm not surprised. They sold everything.
Aside from Byron Buxton and Joe Ryan, who was almost traded to the Red Sox, by the way. I don't know
Very close.
who just didn't pull the trigger, because I heard the Red Sox had like big, like they offered multiple top 100 prospects that they had. I don't know if Minnesota just didn't want it or what, but
instead they got Dustin May.
Yes, they did. Of course, they got Carlos Correa back, and with the rest of the contract, it's another 3 years after this. But I believe they're club options, so Houston has the chance to move off those options whenever they want. And obviously, he's playing third base for them while Isaac Paredes is out. And they acquired Jesus Sanchez from the Marlins. They were going after somebody else. I think it might have been Ryan O'Hearn, but they viewed that as too expensive. So they went for Jesus Sanchez instead. And then for a little bit of infield depth, they got Ramon Urias. Really, I could not find a lot of what they gave up aside from Ryan Gusto and their number 13 prospect. Like, who they sent to Minnesota, it's just some minor leaguer. I don't even think he was ranked. I looked at so many sources. And he wasn't on their major league roster, I don't think. So, I don't know. And Minnesota's paying, like, I think half the contract that's left. So, it's just, it's weird that Minnesota didn't get a larger package than what they got. So, I don't know if it was just a salary dump move, but, like, Minnesota, I don't know what to say. But yeah, the Astros, they saw what the Mariners did. They have like a 2.5 game lead right now on them after getting swept by the Red Sox. So Houston's got to kind of lock it down. They got one more series against the Mariners this year, I believe this next month. If not, it's in September. So that'll be a big series. hopefully, I would love it if my Mariners can, take the AL West from them, like the Astros did to them last year, but we'll see. We'll see. Next slide.
Jesus Sanchez is a pretty good pickup, I would say too. I like that.
Yeah, he solid, cheap option. All right, I believe we just have one more slide, Ryan. And then the other notable deals.
Else.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
didn't.
dang.
I didn't want to make a slide if it was like one move or two moves the team made. So I was just like, I throw everything else. There might be some I'm missing. Like, I'll mention them once we get to the end here. Cubs got Willie Castro from the Twins. The Blue Jays got Shane Bieber from the Guardians, so they'll have him for this year and next year. Royals got Yaz, as Ryan mentioned earlier. The Rangers got Merrill Kelly from the Diamondbacks.
Ribbons.
Yep. Rays got Griffin Jacks from the Twins.
It's a good move.
The Reds got Zach Littell from the Rays. The Reds, surprisingly, also got Ke'Bryan Hayes from the Pirates, so they're going to have him for the next couple years. The Tigers acquired old man Charlie Morton. That is
Charlie Morton.
That is a move that
He
happened
shoved yesterday.
Hey, it might have just been the Baltimore air, man. Wasn't good. The Brewers got Shelby Miller and Jordan Montgomery from the Diamondbacks. This was a move I did not know happened. Obviously, Montgomery's out with Tommy John, so he won't pitch for the Brewers at all.
Wait a sec. I didn't know that happened either.
Yeah, exactly. I was just looking on MLB.com and I went, what? But, yeah, Shelby Miller's a good reliever for their bullpen. Obviously, their bullpen is like the nastiest in baseball. The Tigers got Kyle Finnegan for their bullpen from the Nationals. And the Rangers got
That was a good pickup.
Phil Maton and Danny Colombe to add to their bullpen. Their pitching, especially their starters, have been strong. It's just their offense that hasn't been able to, stay consistent and help them out. But, just what happens sometimes. There are some other trades in there that I forgot, but I didn't want to have to make a whole other slide. I'll go over some players that I'm surprised weren't traded. Like, let's start off with one, Zach Gallen. He's a free agent at the end of this year. I am shocked the D-backs did not trade him. I'll go with the king of trade rumors here. Luis Robert from the White Sox. He's like always mentioned he's about to be traded.
Always and then never.
Whether it's he's hurt or he's having a down year or what. Like, Chicago, your time is running out on the amount of prospect capital you can get by holding on to him. So, whether it's this offseason or next trade deadline, he's got to get traded at some point. Unless they just want to build around him specifically. I don't want to see his name in trade rumors unless the trade is literally about to be finalized. Like, I'm so sick of seeing his name in trade rumors. Other names that I'm trying to think of off the top of my head. Taylor Ward. Because the Angels have decided to just say, hey, we're just barely under 500. We still got a shot. You're the Angels. You don't. Sorry, I feel horrendously bad for Angels fans. As long as Artie Moreno, as long as his shadow looms over that team, they're going to be stuck in the purgatory that they are in. While they do have some nice players like Zach Neto, Sean Newell,
Joe Adell. At times.
Yeah. It's just...
Rengifo.
Yes,
yeah,
Rengifo. I believe he's a free agent at the end of the season, though. So he should have been traded. But
yeah,
it's just... Oh my God.
Kenley.
Kenley. Yeah, Kenley also should have been traded. The Braves, I know Sean Murphy was possibly rumored to be traded, but they've come out and said we're not trading Sean Murphy.
They just got him, so yeah.
They got him back like 2 years ago or something like that. But
2 years ago, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 2 or 3. I forget. But Yeah, and then the Cardinals, obviously Nolan Arenado was injured, so it probably wasn't the right time to trade him then. Probably this offseason you'll revisit it. With the Pirates, I'm surprised Tommy Pham wasn't traded. He's usually traded when he signs these one-year deals with teams. And he's been having a pretty solid year, I'd say. Just kind of shocked he wasn't dealt. Obviously, Paul Skeens wasn't going to get traded this deadline. Come on, y'all. He, just got here.
No.
Give him, another year. And then when we still know the Pirates aren't willing to sign him to a long-term deal because their ownership is literally ass, then we can talk about trade rumors. But for right now, he is still a Pirate, and he's going to be a Pirate for, the next year or two before he gets moved. And I would say that ends off the trade deadline. Obviously, a little bit of technical kind of issues on my end that it's kind of went a little slow, but we need to get to the more important stuff right now, which is the AFC North. We are halfway done. We are on the last 4 divisions, the best divisions.
We could just skip them.
Nah, we need to.
We gotta talk.
Yeah, we gotta talk about it, right?
We
gotta talk about it.
I will say that for the AFC North, as mentioned before, there are probably 3 interesting teams, and then Cleveland, who has, I mean, they arguably have the best defensive player in football. I mean, you can make that argument, Myles Garrett, right? But
I
it
can't
has not
believe
really.
that he stayed.
Yeah. Jared, would you like to explain the memes here?
All right, we'll go from left to right here. Obviously, as we know, during the draft, where was Shedeur gonna get drafted? And man, would it have been hilarious if he went undrafted. But, in the 5th round, the Browns owner forced the GM and the coach's hand and said, draft him. By the way, they just signed their 6th QB today in Tyler Huntley.
That's what I was gonna bring up immediately when I
Wait,
said
what?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ravens Pro Bowl quarterback, by the way, Tyler Huntley is now a member of the Browns. I think that, we'll get into it. I didn't include it on the additions because it happened today. I just didn't have time to go and add it. But we'll get to it when we get to the additions and what it kind of means for the other quarterbacks on the roster, because I do believe he is better than a couple of the guys they have there. So, and the Myles Garrett one, obviously.
Yeah, we all saw right after
was
the Super Bowl ended. It was right after it ended, or was it before where he said he wanted to get traded?
I don't remember, but that's usually what happens. Speaking of trades, I'll just touch on it quickly. Terry McLaurin, Micah Parsons. If something happens, then we will talk about it. But until something happens regarding their contract or them potentially being traded, I don't personally think either of them get traded. I think they both get signed. And yeah,
They're just trying to impress him. Yeah.
This happens every offseason with some players. I don't expect it to happen. And
some crap, dude. Just pay the players. They're good. Yeah. They're the stars too. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, I think Terry said Terry said just pay me and the owner or I don't know, GM or owners oh, but we have to pay so many players aside from maybe 1 or 2 guys, who else are they paying? Nobody. And by the time it's time to pay Jaden, that contract with Terry will be up.
Better do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the main thing for the Terry thing, I'll touch on that. The Micah thing, I don't really care about. Jerry Jones sucks at running a football team, and that's just how it is. For the Terry thing, I just think that it's not going to go well in the locker room because he was there when they were a tire fire, and he was the only good thing about that football team while they were bad all these years. So I think he's paid his due diligence. The Broncos just re-upped Courtland Sutton, who's not as good as Terry McLaurin, but also He was there.
Had a really
He's
good
been-
year
he's
last
been
year.
there. Yeah, he had a great year. But
Go Knicks,
he was
man. That
yeah, he was
connection.
hey, we'll get to the Broncos. Don't worry about that, son. We will
Mhm.
get there. But like Cortland Sutton got to re-up on his deal, and obviously he's not going to get paid anywhere near the top of the league, but for a guy like him, same situation, tire fire of an organization. He was been there through it all. He's productive through it all. 1,000-yard seasons with crap quarterback play, and you reward a guy for sticking through it. Same thing when they paid Garrett Bowles, who was there forever. Through them very quickly, and then we'll talk about the teams who are actually worth talking about. The Browns were 3-14 last year, obviously last in the AFC North. They weren't good at home. They weren't good on the road, and obviously they missed the postseason. Offensively, they are very bad. 32nd in the league in passing EPA. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us for this, I will explain EPA as I do at the beginning of every contract. Basically, on the average play, how does your offense succeed? So we're not going off of the total numbers. We are going off of how a individual unit, passing offense, rushing offense, passing defense, rushing defense, perform on individual plays. When they do throw the ball, do they succeed? And obviously, you could tell by the Browns graphic, they do not. 32nd in the NFL. I guess Joe Flacco is going to fix that. Who knows? They could not run the ball either. A team that kind of, for years, was they were building a really good offensive line for Nick Chubb, and Nick Chubb was very productive, but not last year. He was hurt, and they were 23rd in the NFL in rushing, and obviously they were dead last in points scored. They could not score anything. Defensively, it was a little better. You could tell by the run defense there. Obviously, Myles Garrett, very good against the run. He's inflating that number, in my opinion. But against the pass, despite having like a Denzel Ward, who's one of the better corners in the NFL, he's kind of all they got there. So they're 23rd against the pass, and they're 27th in points allowed. Just not a very good football team.
Hey, but we'll always have
Last
that
in
snow
points
game,
scored.
guys.
Sheesh.
We will always have that snow game against Pittsburgh.
Okay.
That was sick with JMO.
Jameis had to win that game. Like, why wouldn't he win that game?
Yeah. Shout out the greatest quarterback of all time and future Hall of Famer, Jameis Winston. The staff for the Browns, Andrew Berry, in his 6th year as the Browns GM, highly regarded around the league as one of the better GMs in the league, but he's in Cleveland. So maybe after they don't succeed this year, maybe he moves on to another position and gets hired somewhere else and actually has a chance to succeed. Kevin Stefanski, kind of the same boat, highly regarded offensive mind in his 6th year, and just, has not really worked out to this point. Offensive coordinator Tommy Rees is the new OC here, but let's be real here. We know Kevin Stefanski's probably calling the plays here. Rees was Cleveland's tight ends coach and passing game specialist last season, hiring the passing game specialist for the 32nd ranked passing offense. That's a smart move, Cleveland.
Yeah. Real smart.
Defensively, Jim Schwartz has been around the NFL for a long time. He's a pretty good coordinator. Hopefully he can improve upon last year's performance with this defense. And then Bubba Ventrone in his 3rd year special teams coordinator. This is what I like to see. Continuity. A lot of guys just look. You can tell the Browns are bad because in their losses, barely anybody got signed in free agency. So that's kind of how you know. Remember Jedrick Wills? Remember that guy?
Dang.
Yeah, it's been a long road. So they lost DTR, Tyler's guy. He's in Philadelphia backing up Jalen Hurts now.
Pretty cool.
Jameis Winston is competing for the Giants job, although he's not really competing. I expect Jameis Winston to be on another team soon. And then Nick Chubb, as of now, is the starting running back in Houston. Joe Mixon is out, obviously. Who knows how that backfield's going to shake up. Dante Foreman was productive early in his career, but kind of fell off. He's unsigned right now. And then Naheem Himes goes to the Chargers to be their kind of receiving back. And I would imagine he returns some kicks as well. Just the kind of player he is. Right now, I'm pretty sure he's the backup because Najee had a firework accident. Elijah Moore went to Buffalo, former Jet player. He was with the Browns last year. Been solid in his career. We'll see if he can do something with a real quarterback in Buffalo. The tight end room is gone. Offensive tackles gone. Adanji goes to Dallas. Hudson goes to the Giants. And yeah, obviously, look, this actually, I'm stupid. This is all of their losses.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Damn.
I had a brain fart. So you guys, come on, you got to call me out on this stuff.
I did
Jedrick
not see
Wills
that.
also gone.
Damn.
4 tackles for this team are gone, and
Wow.
they're
Their
revamping the
whole
offense
offensive line is in
as well as
shambles.
Michael Dunn, Nick Harris on the interior, and then defensively, James Houston, Maurice Hurst, a guy that I liked early on in his career, kind of just didn't pan out. Dalvin Tomlinson has been around the NFL for forever. He's in Arizona now, and then Jordan Hicks obviously retired. Couple dudes did not get signed. Juan Thornhill going over to Pittsburgh. I like that signing. We'll talk about it later. And then the long snapper, who gives a damn? But he's going to the Super Bowl champion Eagles, so that's something, I guess. And then here are all the additions. Obviously, couldn't fit it all on the one page, unfortunately. Joe Flacco is going to be the starting quarterback in Indiana for the Browns, presumably for a short period of time. They're probably going to start 1-6, and then they are gonna, I don't even know, man. Probably start Shador, I guess. Kenny Pickett's also here. He's might not make the team. He's still on his rookie deal. That's the only reason you see 4 years, $414 million, still on his rookie deal. Third team on your rookie deal. Yikes! All-time bust there. DeAndre Carter and Deontay Johnson come over to kind of shore up that wide receiver room. Deontay Johnson was productive in Pittsburgh at one time, but he was like on 3 different teams last year, so I don't really know what's going on there. For the tackles, they bought in a couple journeymen, Jackson Barton, Cornelius Lucas. Did get a 2-year deal. I expect him to probably start. And then Tevin Jenkins, former Chicago Bear. I think he was out of Texas, potentially. I don't really remember. I remember covering Tevin Jenkins a couple years ago. Obviously did not pan out for the Bears. And then Julian Aquara, Joe Tryon comes over from Tampa. Didn't really pan out either. Malik Collins, that's a big name. He's kind of the biggest guy they added in free agency, coming over from Houston's defense. Jerome Baker, that's a name. Rashawn Jenkins and DeMonte Kazi.
AZ.
Yeah. Boys, it ain't looking great. Let's just say that.
They're the Browns.
They're the Browns.
The Browns
So let's
be the
see
Browns.
if what we got on today's video. We're talking Micah Parsons all night, guys.
Yep.
On today's video. Look, the Browns know their defense isn't good, so they went and drafted Mason Graham, 5th overall, a really good player. A little higher than I thought Mason Graham was going to go, but you can't really argue with the pick. I mean, I thought he was a really good player. We talked about him all draft season. They really need, and I'm going to be real, they're really feeling the effects of the Deshaun Watson deal. You see no first-round picks for the last 3 drafts, and I mean, that's just kind of what it is. Carson Schwarzenegger, the linebacker out of UCLA. Sure, whatever you guys say.
Tyler's been insulted. That's his UCLA guy.
Yeah, it's my team. What do you? How dare you?
Normally we wouldn't go this.
Yeah,
deep
your
into
team.
No,
the
that's
draft.
surprising, honestly.
Yeah. Quinshawn
You're right.
Judkins
Go Dogs.
Judkins was going to be the starting running back, but he got into some legal trouble.
Yep.
And I don't know if he's going to be on the team, so we're not going to touch on that. If he is there, he'll probably be really good because he was really good at Ohio State, but I don't know if he's going to be on the team. Let's just leave it at that. Harold Fannin, solid tight end from Bowling Green. I mean, obviously we saw them lose all of the tight ends, so they're going to have to add some guys. And then usually we wouldn't go this deep, but we know the whole offseason they've been talking about Dylan Gabriel. They've been talking about Shador Sanders out of Colorado. And who knows if he is going to start for them at some point. We are using a new site for the depth charts because ESPN sucks. So shout out to our lads who I think they do a way better job at projecting, and it's even color coded. Let me get all the ads out of the way. No,
It's a lot.
get out of
It's a
here,
lot.
lady.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah. So real quickly, I'll go through it, dude. It's like, okay,
So in
let's go
depth.
through it. So the gold you will see are guys that they acquired via trade or in free agency. The purple is going to be rookie picks. Aqua is going to be undrafted players that are currently on the roster, could be cut. And then red, obviously, are guys that are injured, but on the active roster. So
Wow.
let's get to it. I love the color coordination with my OCD.
No, it's cool. Yeah, I like it.
You could also see
It's a dancing cactus.
they kind of distinguish between
Slot.
slot, left, right, the X
Left,
and the Y.
right.
So
Yeah.
Cedric Tillman, Jerry Jeudy, and then in the slot's going to be Jamari Trash. Also, they got or Thrash, excuse me. Also, they got a couple guys in free agency: Deontay Johnson, Porter. We talked about the offensive line is a work in progress. They got Jack Conklin, Wyatt Teller, Joel Benito is here. You know, it's a decent group, and I hope it's improved in last season. But it's going to depend on the tackle play. Dude, the ads are crazy. I need to put an ad blocker on. Tight end, obviously, David Njoku, one of the better tight ends in the NFL. And then you pair him with a rookie Harold Fanigan. Should be a good tight end room. And then right here is the quarterback room, and they've already updated it with Tyler Huntley. You could see. So you have Joe Flacco, you have Kenny Pickett, you have Dylan Gabriel, you have Shedeur Sanders, you have Tyler Huntley, and then, of course, Voldemort himself, Deshaun Watson. So it is a mess in the quarterback room. Obviously, Joe Flacco is going to be the guy here. But for how long is the question? Do you want to get, Shedeur in here at some point? If you're like 1-6 just to see what you have and then tank for Arch Manning or something, I don't know. Jerome Ford is the starting running back with Quinshawn Junkins. Who knows if he's going to be here or not? We don't know.
Dylan Sampson's good too.
Yeah, the defense is where you are like, okay, this could be a better group, right? Alex Wright, Malik Collins, Mason Graham, Myles Garrett should be a really good defensive line. In the middle, you have what's his name? The rookie
from
potentially
UCLA.
starting.
He's a
middle
beast,
linebacker.
bro. He was nasty at UCLA. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
I'll
now
take
he's
your
on the
word for
Browns,
it.
so.
And
I
then the
don't know.
secondary. Well, yeah. Devin Bush also here, former Steeler, first round pick if I'm not mistaken. And then Denzel Ward is awesome. And then he's kind of surrounded by I don't really know what's happening. Grant Delpit, Ronnie Hickman, Greg Newsome, and Cameron Mitchell is what we are looking at for the secondary. Boys, do we even got to say much? Let's just be real
just
here.
keep going.
No. They have the second
The
hardest
schedule is 31st.
They have the 31st. Oh my gosh.
And they're not even
So,
playing.
I'll let you guys
West.
take a look at the schedule. No. I'll let you guys take a look at the schedule. How many wins do we see? Because
they play Vegas.
I will say, I think that they might be able to beat Cincinnati week 1.
I think so too. We know Burrow does not play well in Cleveland.
And it's in Cincinnati early season. That might be their one win. You keep going down. Maybe Miami. Maybe
Miami or New England.
With that D line, they might be able to
Jets,
terrorize Drake May. They might be able to get to Drake May. Just because we don't know how that
Justin Fields too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could get 2-3 wins.
Cam Ward here, maybe.
Caleb Williams.
But if we're being honest,
upset Caleb Williams, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow, some way,
5.5 is too high though.
Too high. Go
I'm
under.
Sorry, nope.
Yeah, put the under for me as well.
Yeah, me too.
Put going under by Evanescence for me. Man, that took you guys a second.
Yeah, this team is going to be very bad. They're probably going to be the number 1 pick. And now, Jared, what's your beef with Cincinnati?
All freaking playoffs, every time a team lost, all I kept seeing in the comments was, oh, Joe Burrow wouldn't have lost that way. He wouldn't have gone out like that. Buddy, he didn't make the playoffs. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
like, I just want to watch football.
I think that was aimed. Yeah, I think that was aimed at both of our teams because obviously they were in a battle with. I mean, they were in a battle with us, and the narrative was that Kansas City gave us the win.
Oh my God.
So they wouldn't have to play Cincinnati.
Oh my
that was the narrative. The Chiefs would have torn these guys up. I'm just saying.
And I'm just gonna say this too, like Cincinnati wants to, say that they were better than you and my team, Ryan. My team beat them.
Yeah.
Like Burrow's never beaten the Chargers.
I will say this: we lost in a shootout.
That was a crazy game.
In my opinion, you should have won that game. You should have won that game, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that was insane.
Bo Nix wanted to go for 2, and Sean Payton said, "Nah, we're gonna kick the field goal." We went for 2 on that defense. We'll probably win that game, but who knows? That's a fake universe. I added a little something to their end of season. If you have not seen,
I have not.
9-8 was the record. They finished really hot towards the end of the year. They got 3rd in the division, 3-5 at home. Let's be real. No one wants to be in Ohio anyways. Obviously, you're going to be 3-5. And 6-3 on the road. Better on the road than at home, and you missed the playoffs, Cincinnati. Now you take a look at the numbers. That defense is, like, passing the football. It surprised me when I saw 17th. It surprised me. Obviously, offensively, 5th, throwing the football. Joe Burrow was amazing last year. He was the only reason these guys were relevant. 14th against in rushing. Chase Brown was awesome. And then scoring the ball points, they were 6th. Passing, EPA-wise, they were 17th. Actually pretty decent. Which is kind of surprising considering when you're playing Cincinnati, it's going to be a shootout. So,
you better try and outscore them, basically.
Yeah.
Which is what they're going to need to do every game this year.
Yeah, and we'll get to the schedule. It's not the easiest schedule. I'll say that.
I hope not.
I don't remember their rank, but I remember looking at their schedule and I'm like, okay. I mean, rushing against the run, they weren't good, 26th, and they allowed a lot of points. We know the narrative with Cincinnati. Duke Tobin has been the director of player personnel. You heard it here first. Cincinnati does not have a general manager.
Oh my God. It's their owner, isn't it?
Wait, what?
Well, he has final say on everything.
Oh my God.
And you wonder why you're a tire fire Cincinnati. You don't even have a GM. So, Duke Tobin kind of plays the role of GM, but obviously Mike Brown, I believe that is the Bengals owner's name. He has the final say on everything. Zach Taylor in his 7th season here. Offensively, Dan Pitcher is in his 2nd year. And then obviously the big change for them was going to get Al Golden, the Notre Dame defensive coordinator. They obviously Lou Anarumo's gone, which
Notre Dame's defense was crazy, by the way.
Notre Dame, yeah, they were arguably the best defense in college football last year. So I understand the hire, but again, college to the pros, it's a wait and see situation
We'll see.
if this. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. The one thing I will say is that the defensive personnel has not improved all that much. In fact, it's probably gotten worse because has Trey Hendrickson got signed yet?
No.
So, and then Darren Simmons is 13th seed in the special teams coordinator. Who cares? And again, here's another reason why Cincinnati is a tire fire. They lost a bunch of dudes, and they did not do much to replace those guys. So, yeah. Khalil Herbert goes to Indianapolis. Trent Brown goes to Houston to try to help that offensive line. Alex Kappa goes to Vegas. Sam Hubbard retired. Sheldon Rankins goes over to Houston. Jay Tufele goes to the Jets. And Akeem Davis-Gaither goes to Arizona. Jermaine Pratt goes to Vegas. Mike Hilton and Von Bell, a couple guys in that secondary, have not been signed to this point. They added Desmond Ridder, who, by the way, in whatever draft class that was my number one quarterback.
That was the
Look
same
how
one
that
with
turned out.
Pickett.
It was honestly the worst. It was the worst quarterback draft
Mhm.
class of the last decade. So
It was horrible.
everybody missed in that one. It wasn't just me. Samaje Perine is back. He is returned. He will back up Chase Brown. Lucas Patrick comes over from the Saints. Okay, I guess. McTelvin Agam, you tell me. I don't know. He comes over from Houston. Taven Bryan comes over from Indy, a guy who I was high on in his draft class, but obviously has not panned out. Daryl Slatton comes over from Green Bay, gets a 2-year deal, start on the defensive line, probably. And Oren Burks comes over from Philadelphia. Obviously, probably good to get a couple guys on that Philadelphia defense to come in, but he was a backup. So, like I said, remember the schedule? It's 17th, it's mid, but with this defense, we'll talk about it, obviously. Bengals draft class.
Micah!
Well, Shamar Stewart showed up. Yeah. Shamar Stewart showed up. That's, good. That's solid. Demetrius Knight is a linebacker coming out of South Carolina. Dylan Fairchild coming in from Georgia to shore up that offensive line. Draft Georgia, Alabama lineman. It probably works out for you. So hopefully that guy can help Burrow stay upright this season. And then you look, last year they go Amarius Mims, and hopefully he pans out. Another Georgia lineman. I see the vision, but again, I don't know if I trust these guys to draft and develop linemen. Here's the depth chart. Offensively, it's fine. Offensively for Cincinnati, they're probably going to be great. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and I can't pronounce his name, but I remember he was great last year. Yeah, Yoshavas was pretty good in the slot for them, being that third receiver. The offensive line is where you're hoping there's improvement. Orlando Brown obviously has been here for a couple years, shoring up the left side, but everything else has been hit or miss. You have Amarius Mims here playing right tackle, Dylan Fairchild, Ted Karras, and Lucas Patrick. I don't know, man. It's going to be hit or miss. It's going to be a work in progress. Having rookies on the offensive line is never fun. Mike Gesicki, he got re-upped on a good deal, Okay.
He had a solid season.
Yeah, he did. Burrow is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. You will see my quarterback rankings coming out once football season starts, because I don't think we're going to have time to do it before the season. And then Chase Brown, of course, is the starting running back. One of the highlights for this team last year offensively was his emergence. And obviously, Samaje Perine, Taj Brooks as a rookie coming in here. It should be a really good backfield. Obviously, this goes without saying. Burrow does have an injury history. If for some reason he goes down, knock on wood, they are screwed.
Yes, sir. Which you don't want to see.
Defensively, yikes. Trey Hendrickson is obviously listed here right now, but he's not there, and he's not going to play right now. So if for some reason he does not get signed before the season start, Shamar Stewart here will be starting, and I assume he will start over Joseph Asai eventually anyways. TJ Slayton and BJ Hill are your interior defensive linemen as of now. The linebacking core, Demetrius Knight, rookie starting in the middle. Logan Wilson has been solid for them for a long time. DJ Turner on the boundary out there on the left cornerback side, and Cam Britt is the other corner. Jordan Battle and Geno Stone's your secondary. And then Dax Hill, a guy who I'm pretty high on out of Michigan, I believe is where he was from. A guy who I honestly am very high on. But again, he just plays nickel. So not going to be in there all the time on base sets, but you'll see him a lot. The defense, boys, is where I'm like, this is what you're rolling out, especially if you like just kind of cover up Trey Hendrickson's name right here. You're like, God. So
I don't know a lot of those names. There's a few, I guess.
not great. The kicker's worth mentioning. Evan McPherson is awesome. You know, he's great. But the overall defensive lineup is not ideal. Here's the schedule, boys.
Damn, they open with Philly and Washington.
No, that's preseason.
Now that's the preseason.
Oh, okay.
So obviously we talked about it. They open on the road in Cleveland. Potential trap game there for Burrow. But then the schedule I think gets a little easier.
For a little bit.
Jacksonville. Obviously, I'm higher on Jacksonville than I know you guys probably are. But again, that's a winnable game. Minnesota, who knows what J.J. McCarthy is going to be. Monday Night Football against Denver is going to be an interesting one. Burrow seems to play his best when the lights are shining brightest. But it's going to be interesting to see that defense going up against that offensive line and seeing if they can pressure Burrow. Pat Surtain on Jamar Chase. Can he lock him down? We'll see when we get there.
That'd be a hell of a game.
Detroit is a game I think they'll probably end up losing just because Detroit's physicality. Green Bay, Pittsburgh, New York, and Chicago. Maybe you rattle off some wins there. Pittsburgh out of a bye. Look, if you're going to go on the road to play TJ Watt and that defense, out of a bye is probably the best time to do it, but that's a tough one for that offensive line. New England might be one of the more improved teams in the NFL, but then you got Baltimore twice late in the season, and right sandwiched in the middle of them is Josh Allen and the Bills.
Damn, that is a rough 3 weeks right there.
That is a rough 3 weeks, and could be potential rough 4 weeks, depending on if New England gets back to being what they have been in years past defensively. We know Mike Vrabel is a great coach. So,
I have a...
The NFL really wants them in the playoffs.
I do...
The NFL really wants them in the playoffs. Go ahead.
I want to say this before we eventually do move on from the Bengals. One of two things is going to happen, specifically with Trey Hendrickson and that defense. Either one, in like that first 4 weeks, their defense can't stop anybody, and they'll eventually cave to Trey and pay him. Or two, the defense, they think the defense isn't as bad as it seems. And let's say Shamar Stewart starts off well. They may just tell Trey to kick rocks.
Take a hike.
Like that, one of two things. That's what's going to happen. I feel like either they think their defense is going to be fine, but then once you get to that part with Baltimore and Buffalo, is when you realize, oh, like against the elite teams, we're not as good, but against the teams like Cleveland, who doesn't have an offense, you can beat them easily.
Yeah.
But
So I will say this. The NFL wants these guys back in the postseason because their last 3 weeks of the season, they're giving them some gimmies. Miami, Cleveland.
Arizona could be a tough out too, just because the offense. Like Kyler could, and
If Marvin, I mean, we'll see. I mean, Trey McBride's good too.
I think Arizona is going to surprise some people this year. I don't know if they'll be a playoff team, but I don't think they're finishing last in that division. Let's just say that. So the win total is very interesting. It's at 9.5, which initially I'm kind of like instant reaction. I'm like, yeah, Cincinnati should win 10 games. They went 9-8 last year with a historical offense, and if that offense repeats 90% of that production, you're probably going to win 10 games. The problem is the defense is going to be bottom 5 in the NFL without Trey Hendrickson. Even with Trey Hendrickson, I don't know how good, they're not going to be that great.
No, like that pass defense.
No, I don't think so.
Like the secondary is going to be like without a reliable pass rush, especially with Trey Hendrickson there, the pass defense is just going to get picked apart. Because guys are going to get open.
I mean, they're not. I will say this.
Because when you have a lack of a pass rush, like
I like
secondary
over.
The secondary is just horrible.
I just think if you don't have a lack of a pass rush, the QB's going to have so much time. He'll have enough time to think about his next move. Like, he can either run or you can just... Who knows?
The corners are just not good either.
Or do we go under because of their defense? Jeez.
I'm gonna, Jared. What are you feeling here?
Oh my gosh! I'm mainly looking at either how they're going to start the first half, and then obviously when you get to Baltimore and Buffalo, there, like, I want to say they go 9-8 again, but if
okay,
I'm just gonna say 9-8 again, dude. I have no confidence in that defense whatsoever.
Yeah, I think they win 10 games. I mean, we're all kind of saying the same thing. It's just the odds maker is really cooked with this number right here, 9.5 wins, because that's pretty accurate if you ask me.
Yeah.
I will say the one thing to note is they are favored to get second in the division. For the division, they are second right now. For the conference, they're fourth.
Oh my god!
Which I was
seriously?
like, in the AFC, you're
no
fourth?
Really?
Shot.
Obviously, they're behind the Ravens, the Bills,
and the Chiefs.
and
The Chiefs.
and they would be fourth. But it just really surprised me, that number, which I get it. You have Joe Burrow, who's awesome, but like, you're not winning a Super Bowl with this defense. You're just not.
No.
And
They
then
almost
for
did
the
with
Super Bowl, they're tied for sixth.
Like with the guys they had, like Bates and whatnot, they almost did, but they let them walk.
That's true.
Lesson learned.
Yep.
Pay your defensive guys.
All right. Can you tell me? Okay, we know what this movie, what this is from. In your mind, who is this player? Who is this, like, just running?
That's got to be Fryermuth if you look at him, I guess.
Is it DK? Like, who in your head is this?
It's DK. It's DK.
Dude, it's just like leaving a wake of destruction. These are all the penalties DK is going to be called for this year, fighting people.
Right. Oh my gosh.
So
Already
yeah,
fighting
they're
It could just be Aaron Rodgers leading a path of destruction wherever he goes. Like,
That's good.
Arthur Smith
All right.
calling a
Arthur Smith. It's Arthur Smith. Just ruining everything. All right, let's get into the Steelers now. They were 10-7 last year.
I mean, I did mention that their uniforms that they introduced, they're literally the uniforms from The Dark Knight Rises. That's why I chose
They
this.
really,
like right when I saw it, I went, I know what image I'm gonna use for the Steelers. Bane coming out, but it's Aaron Rodgers.
He's like, I'm coming to ruin your franchise.
What is that? Another 9-8 season?
I mean, look, they're 10-7 last year with bad quarterback play. Where have we heard this story before? They were second in the division, obviously made the playoffs and lost to Baltimore. 5-3 at home, 5-4 on the road.
It's Tomlin.
Offensively, 19th between Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, but they could not run the football at all, which is probably why they let Najee Harris go. But also, like, the offensive line was horrible. So, like, is it really Najee's fault? I guess we'll see with the Chargers. We'll see. They were 16th in points scored. Pretty mid. Actually, exactly mid. And then defensively, this is where their bread and butter is. They were 13th against the pass. Kind of lower than you expect for this defense. Against the run, 7th, and then 8th in points allowed. This is a very long tenured coaching staff. Omar Khan has been the GM for 4 years. This is his 4th season, but obviously Mike Tomlin has been there almost 20 years. This is going to be his 19th season. The Steelers just don't fire coaches. Arthur Smith, excuse me, I need to rename this.
Oh my God, what are you gonna put? Oh my God.
Arthur Smith is in his second year as the OC. Terrell Austin is in his fourth year as defensive coordinator, and the special teams wise, Danny Smith has been there forever, a 13th season. A lot of movement for the Steelers, very uncharacteristic for them. We'll go through the list very quickly. Obviously, the quarterback room is gone. Justin Fields, gone. Russell Wilson, gone. Najee went to the Chargers. Van Jefferson's a Titan. George Pickens got traded to Dallas. And then Mike Williams was a Charger, but then he retired. So shout out to Mike Williams on a okay career. Dan Moore, the tackle, goes to Tennessee. James Daniels goes to Miami. Preston Smith is a free agent, but a guy that's been in the league a while, was productive with Green Bay. Larry Ogunjobi goes to Buffalo. Roberts goes to Vegas. Dante Jackson is also a Charger. Good signing there for the Chargers, by the way. Cam Sutton's a free agent, surprising.
Wow.
Minka Fitzpatrick obviously got traded to Miami, and then we talked about because he going to Cleveland. The big fish, Aaron Rodgers, is here with the Jets. He's the savior, right? He's going to fix everything. Okay, we'll see. Kenneth Gainwell comes over as in a backup role from Philadelphia. The wide receiver room is completely new. DK Metcalf is the big one. Signed him to a 4-year, $132 million deal right after trading him, and then traded George Pickens to Dallas. So got rid of one knucklehead receiver for another one. Okay, I guess.
No sense, yeah.
Scotty Miller, Super Bowl champion Scotty Miller? Wasn't he with that Bucs Super Bowl team?
Was.
I don't remember. Maybe he was there a year after. I don't know. He comes over from Atlanta. Robert Woods, the veteran, he's still around and he's still kicking. Comes over from Houston. The tight end room is completely redone. Jonnu Smith and Darnold Parham join Pat Freiermuth. So they're going to be running a lot of 2 tight end sets. Then defensively, they spend so much money defensively, and they're still number 1 in the NFL in defensive spending. It's 2025, guys. Can we update your philosophy a little bit? Daniel Ekulele, sure, I guess, comes over from, yeah. You're doing great, man. You're gonna do great at your your play-by-play job. Malik Harrison comes over from Baltimore. Brandon Eccles comes over from the Jets.
Come on.
Eccles, hey, I'm doing my best, man. It's late.
You're right,
Jalen Ramsey obviously comes over in the Minka Fitzpatrick trade. I guess I don't think he's as good as Minka. I don't really understand it, to me. And then Darius Slay, you just got the old head defense out here. Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay on the boundaries. Potential Jalen Ramsey moves over to safety. There's talks there. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. And then Juan Thornhill and Chuck Clark in the safety room as well. Let's check the draft class.
Derek Harmon, obviously, we thought that was going to be the Shadur Sanders landing spot, but instead
they draft a better player. I didn't think that Derek Harmon, I thought he was going to be like tail end of the first round, but the fact that the Steelers, he's such a Steeler, and honestly, it's a great draft pick. I am in love with Derek Harmon as a player. And then Caleb Johnson in the 3rd round.
He's a beast, bro.
He should be very good for them. We will see if he's going to be the starting running back or not. I don't know. Jaylen Warren is still there. So a good little 1-2 punch there. It just all depends on the offensive line. And obviously you could look back at 2024. They've been drafting offensive linemen. And even 2023 with Broderick Jones, they've invested in the offensive line. They just haven't hit on their draft picks yet.
Carson Sawyer was a great pick too.
I'm be real. Too much yellow for my liking here. Too many players via trade. Guys, if you were acquiring a bunch of players via trade, it's probably a reason. Probably a reason. They're available for a reason. So obviously Derek Harmon's going to start here. He's going to be awesome, I think. Keanu Benton, nose tackle, good. Cameron Hayward, really good. Been here forever. TJ Watt, arguably the best defensive player in football.
Just got
Linebacking
signed.
core, Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, Alex Highsmith at linebacker as well. And then the secondary, Darius Slade, Deshaun Elliott, Juan Thornhill, Joey Porter, and Jalen Ramsey. I don't have any questions about this defense, which is why I talked about them first. Because I think we know this defense is going to be elite. They are year in and year out. Despite the older age in the secondary, I think they will be fine because of number 90 here, rushing the passer. He is amazing. Now let's talk about the offense. Robert Woods is probably going to be a starting receiver in 2025. That is not ideal. Let's get Roman Wilson involved, please. That's all I'm asking. Calvin Austin in the slot. High praise for him out of Steelers camp. We'll see if he can finally take the leap. I don't know.
Oh, shoot. Rams legend Ben Skoranek.
Ben Skoranek is here. Yeah, man. The offensive line is a work in progress. Reports out of camp are Aaron Rodgers just doesn't trust the offensive line, or it looks like he doesn't trust the offensive line, and he's having trouble getting the ball to receivers. Man, where have I heard this story before? It's almost as if he still plays for the New York Jets. Anyways, the tight end room, Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith. That is where you get excited for this offense, because you guys know my love for Pat Freiermuth. Jonnu Smith is also very, very good. And one thing we know about Arthur Smith, he loves throwing to the tight ends, especially if they're not named Kyle Pitts.
Bruh.
Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback here. And also, Mason Rudolph is back. That's fun. And then Will Howard is also here. Maybe if Rodgers goes down at some point. He is an older quarterback, 42, knock on wood once again. You don't want him to get hurt. Maybe he's 41. I don't know how old he is. Who cares? Maybe Will Howard gets a shot. I don't know. He was pretty good for Ohio State. And then Jalen Warren, Caleb Johnson is a pretty good 1-2 punch, I would say. The problem is this offensive line is going to be hit or miss. Same story for the Steelers over and over again, as well as the 24th hardest schedule in the National Football League.
Dang.
So here we go.
Oh, storybook. First week.
The NFL knows exactly what they're doing.
That's
and let me
crazy.
tell you, the NFL schedule makers, they are always in their bag. They know how to write a story. Rodgers going back to New York, sneaky trap game. Justin Fields' revenge game as well, by the way.
Yep. Oh,
You're
that
going to
they
take
really
me out
do
after
know.
like a 6-2 start or whatever. I'm just saying.
He was killing it. I was low-key,
very
like,
good.
pretty pissed about that, honestly.
Yeah. Look, the beginning of the schedule leaves a lot to be desired. Pittsburgh better get off to a hot start, because later in the year is where you're like, oh boy, we got to play Joe Burrow. We got to play Jordan Love. We got to play Justin Herbert. Joe Burrow again. Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson. Jared Goff and the Lions. And then week 18 to potentially get into the playoffs, we're playing Lamar Jackson. Potential Baltimore sits their guys, but also potential the Steelers and Ravens don't really like each other, and the Ravens
Probably not.
The Ravens seem like the type of team to be like, we're playing our guys for a half just so we can beat the hell out of you to keep you out of the playoffs. So
I love the pettiness.
It's a hard schedule.
I could see it, yeah.
I will say this. This international game against Minnesota
Oh God.
probably props up their schedule difficulty a lot because Minnesota did win 14 games last year. But again, we don't expect. I mean, we'll get to the NFC North next week. JJ McCarthy is a complete unknown, so we'll see. But I will say, Seattle and New England could be sneaky good. We'll see. The win total is set at 8.5. Once again, the odds makers are cooking. They're projected to get third in their division. For the Super Bowl, they are 8th somehow. And for the Super Bowl, to win it, they are 17th. I'm conflicted on this because I feel like I automatically have to go over to get them to 9-8 because of the Tomlins. But also, Jared,
I don't know if they have it this year.
What if I said the last 4-5 years for the Steelers?
They go 8-8 or whatever, or 9-8.
9-8.
This is the year they finally go under.
I'm not believing it till I see it.
I can't do it though.
I think you can't do it till it happens.
I'm gonna write their record in. I'm writing their record in right now.
9-8, bro. 9-8.
It's 9-8.
Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, the Dodgers lost 3-2. I don't understand why Mookie Betts keeps popping out every time he's at the plate, but he is.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot on Twitter about what the heck is wrong with Mookie.
He keeps trying to hit a 5-run
Jared, I
homer.
just wrote you in for 9-8.
Yeah, that's good. Perfect. That is awesome. Indubitably. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Tyler, look at this.
What are we doing here?
Tyler.
What?
This is insane.
Oh my gosh, bro.
This is insane.
What?
Oh.
You had to add that guy.
Honestly, he is built like Derrick Henry though. Monster.
And he could run too, bro.
The absolute unit that Derrick Henry is right in front of us.
Yeah, you see that, ladies and gentlemen? That is all of Baltimore, and then War Machine above. That can just be the Orioles, because the Orioles fly, you know? So, that is... As you can see, that's the Ravens and Baltimore Orioles united, running into battle. And then obviously you know what happens in Infinity War. It does not end well. So that is what the Ravens season comes down to, the playoff heartbreak.
Yeah, every year, huh? Every single year. All right. Well, can this finally be the year for the Baltimore Ravens? Quite possibly could be. 12-5 last year. They won the division, obviously. Perfect at home, 8-0, but on the road they were mid, 5-4. Hey, man.
You got one of those losses wrong. You got one of those losses wrong, buddy. You got one of them wrong.
I'll look it up right now. Just to make sure.
Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, I just want
For the people.
While Ryan fixes this, I want you to keep staring at the gif of Officer Earl and Black Panther running into battle. Just imagine that is what defeats Kansas City this year. Probably not, but, you know, well, it's nice to hope, isn't it? I sure have none.
They did lose one game at home. Remember that early game they lost to the Raiders?
Oh, that's right.
Dude, that was crazy. That's right.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Wow.
I was
obviously
shocked.
Yeah. They beat the Steelers in the playoffs, and then Mark Andrews dropped something and they had lost to Buffalo. So yeah. Yikes.
That was crazy.
But all of this right here is why you get excited for this team. EPA-wise, the number one passing offense in the National Football League was led by Lamar Jackson. Insanity.
Wow.
Running the
I would not
football.
have expected that.
Yeah, running the football, the combination of Derrick Henry and Lamar, we saw them on the meme. Third in the NFL, and they were obviously third in scoring points. Defensively, I remember it was kind of like 2 seasons for them. Early on in the year, they were struggling defensively under a new defensive coordinator. And then after about week 4 or 5, completely new team defensively. They were 10th against the pass, really, really good against the run, 2nd, and then 9th in points allowed. Did I not finish this? Oh, I guess I just didn't write the seasons here. That's okay. Eric DeCosta's in his 7th season. John Harbaugh, he's been there forever. Todd Monken has been there. This is year 2 or 3 for him. Zachary Orr, this is year 2 for him, if I'm not mistaken. And then Chris Horton, the special teams coordinator. They lost quite a bit in free agency, but that's going to happen when you're one of the best teams in the NFL. Josh Johnson goes to Washington. He's one of the backups for Jaden Daniels. Receiver room, Nelson Aguilar is gone. Deontay Johnson goes to Cleveland. Yeah, like I said, Deontay Johnson was like on 17 teams last year. The Ravens were one of them. Josh Jones goes to Seattle. That's a pretty big loss. Patrick McCarry goes to Jacksonville. Michael Pierce retired, the longtime veteran for this team. Brent Urban is unsigned. Chris Board goes to the Giants. Malik Harrison goes to Pittsburgh. Arthur Mallett is in Houston. Brandon Stevens with the Jets. Tre'Davious White goes back to Buffalo. Marcus Williams, and then I'm going to just go ahead and delete this right here. We don't need to talk about that guy. But they're going to have a new kicker, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, it's me.
They did
surprise,
yeah.
guys. I'm the Ravens kicker. They just shot me
Yeah.
a text, say, hey, you want to come try out? And I said, yeah, why not? And there I am. I'm kidding. I'm so funny. I'm so funny.
This guy. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
From a
Let's just
different dimension or what?
Let's just move on from that, guys. Come on. In free agency, Cooper Rush is here now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I would say probably the biggest free agency signing they had was DeAndre Hopkins. And if he can give them literally anything of the old D-Hop, I don't think he will. Obviously, he's at a different point in his career. But, it could be something. Joseph Noteboom comes over from the Rams. Shout out.
What a name.
John Jenkins is here from the Raiders. Jari Alexander.
Jair.
One time he used to be a really great NFL corner, but like now he kind of just fell off a cliff the last couple of years. And can he kind of recapture what he once was? I don't know. They tried to do that with Tre'Davious White, and it didn't really work out. Is it going to work now? Who knows? And then Chidobe Awuzie, I think that's how you pronounce his name, comes over from Tennessee in the cornerback room. Take a look at the depth chart here. Let it load. Are we getting
A draft class.
Yeah.
We got a golf ad.
All right. So this is probably going to be the best safety room in the NFL because of this first-round draft pick right here, Malachi Starks.
Oh,
He's freaking awesome, and you pair him with Kyle Hamilton, this defense is going to be even better. Also, Mike Green out of Marshall was discussed as like a first-round pick. Has some off the field. He has some off the field stuff, but he's here now, man, and he's going to play for these guys, and I would imagine he's going to be productive. It's the same thing with the Ravens every year. We look at their first couple of picks and we're like, how did we let these guys draft them? Same thing as always.
Well, that'll last 6
The depth
round
chart.
picks.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I don't know if any of them will actually see playing time, but offensively, DeAndre Hopkins going to be out there at X. Rashad Bateman is going to be at Y, and in the slot is their probably best receiver, Zay Flowers. Very productive, probably looking for a payday soon, so I expect a big year from him. The offensive line also is probably going to be very good. Ronnie Stanley, Andrew Voorhees, Tyler Linderbaum, one of the best centers in the NFL, Daniel Falele, and Roger Rosengarten. No new names on the offensive line. These guys have been here, which is always great for you when you can return all your starters. But also, they drafted some dudes, brought some guys in just in case, barring health. It's just what the Ravens do. They're always prepared, and they always just seem to have holes filled when they can. Mark Andrews is currently listed as the tight end 1. I'm assuming that is just because Isaiah Likely is going to be out for 6 weeks. I think that Likely is probably going to overtake him as the tight end 1 here. But again, having these two guys, one of the best tight end rooms in the NFL, despite the down year from Mark Andrews last year. Lamar Jackson, MVP potential every year. He is arguably one of the, he's in contention for the second best quarterback in the league with Josh Allen, I would say. And then Derrick Henry, future Hall of Famer, first ballot. He's been amazing for so long. Is this finally going to be the year that Derrick Henry plays like an old person because he is an old person? I don't know, man. Maybe he's just built different. And it just
He might
seems like
be, bro. Last year, man.
Incredible. And then worth noting, this is one of the only teams in the NFL that still uses a fullback in Patrick Ricard. This is going to be arguably the best running game in the National Football League, right up there with, the Chargers, the 49ers. Like, they're going to be elite running the football. And then defensively, I see no reason why they can't repeat the success, especially with the additions of Malachi Starks and Jari Alexander to the defense. Just look at this secondary really quick. Nate Wiggins, Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks, Jari Alexander, and Marlon Humphrey. It's going to be an elite defense.
Nasty.
The linebackers, Trenton Simpson, Roquan Smith, one of the best Mike linebackers in the game. Kyle Van Noy, really good in coverage and rushing the passer. Like, he's just really, really freaking good, man. I don't know how the Ravens do it. Broderick Washington, Travis Jones, Nnamdi
Matabike.
Actually, you nailed that. It is Matabike. I've heard the name. It's Matabike. Yeah, you're right.
I've heard that too.
And then Adafe Owe, rushing the edge. Guys, it's going to be – this is one of the only times, other than when we talked about Buffalo, we're like, damn, this team is loaded.
Yep.
The schedule, though, isn't the easiest. They are 21st. But if you just go down the list, after this first game, they have Buffalo early, Kansas City in week 4. Houston has a really good defense. The Rams, we'll get to the NFC West, but the Stafford back injury is getting kind of, it's not, it's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I know.
It is the single, we're not talking about the Rams yet, but the Matthew Stafford thing is the single biggest, potential what if of the NFL season. Going down the list here, you got Chicago, Miami, Minnesota, Cleveland, New York. They're going to stack up a bunch of wins in this section. Cincinnati twice in 3 weeks, and then Pittsburgh in the middle. A tough little stretch there for them. Then they end the season, Patriots, the Packers, who are going to be fighting for the playoffs, and then Pittsburgh, who we assume is going to be fighting for the playoffs as well. So, look, it's not the easiest schedule in the world. But with the win total at 11.5, the second highest win total in the NFL, only to Buffalo, who's set at 12.5. We know this team is going to be very good. I'm going to take the over. I think they win 12 games at least.
Yeah,
they're going to be in contention for the 1 seed. Jared, what are you going here?
I go over. I'll go over.
So we're all going to go over here.
For the division,
for the division, They're heavy favorites in this division, obviously. To win the AFC, they are tied for first with Buffalo. Kansas City is not the favorite in the AFC. First time in forever. It's Buffalo and the Ravens. The last time I checked, they're tied at plus 325. And then for the Super Bowl, the Ravens are tied right now, at least when I checked this, with the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of people are feeling this is the Ravens' year. And finally, Jared, I'm going to need you to sit up for this one, buddy. It is time to give our official AFC North predictions. Obviously, we will give our official predictions once the season is close to starting. So, looks like, I don't think we need to spend much time on it.
I wanted to say the other word, but PG.
Why did it do that? CFL Browns, the Cleveland Browns, Craps, and then so this is actually an interesting division. I want us to go one by one. Jared, the floor is yours. Go ahead and figure out these last three teams. Tyler, you can go next, and then I'll go last.
Actually, give me just 1 second here.
Okay.
Hang on. Okay. There it is.
Oh, the Steelers, Gotham City Knights is crazy. That's great. That's great.
All right. So you said one
Now
by
the question
one.
is,
Are we going by who's our third place team is, or am I just gonna go like announce all my?
no, just go, Jared. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that it's pretty. I think that I can see what direction you're going, because you can't give Cincinnati the satisfaction. You just refuse to do it.
Actually, wait. Hold on. Wait, where did my thing go? Oh, what? Oh, crap. I just changed the thing. All right, there we go.
No train. The crying face is crazy. It's great. Love it. I love it.
No trade tricks.
And then the Baltimore Officer Earls. Amazing. Amazing work. Tyler, you are up. Give us your AFC North predictions.
Yeah, he's got we're on the same wavelength for sure.
Defenseless.
Defensiveless.
Yeah, wait, defensiveless or defenseless?
Defensive.
Defensiveless.
No,
You see what I mean? Like no defense, like
leave it as defensiveless. It sounds
Yeah.
way better. It's
okay.
better. It's better if it's not right.
Let's see. It's fun. We'll just do this.
All right. I think we're all going to be on the same wavelength.
Yeah. The Steelers made it kind of close, but I don't know, man. I can't bet on Aaron Rodgers really to get them second in this division.
Maybe 5 years ago I could.
Yeah, so I have the New York Jets. Yeah. I have the New York Jets coming in third place in this division. Obviously, the Jets, it's going to be the exact same thing. On
the offensive side, on one side of the ball. It's awesome.
And then obviously, what can we go for?
Yeah, what should I say? I realized I just put Pittsburgh Steelers like normal. Okay.
James Harden.
I'll let you guys decipher that one.
Oh my god.
So we all have the exact same order. The Browns obviously going to be fourth place. We all have the Steelers probably still with a winning record at 9-8, if we're being honest here.
Probably, yeah.
And Cincinnati in third, and then Baltimore winning this division. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the AFC North.
Yay. Everybody, I just want to apologize.
Now-
if this episode is very bad technically, because Wi-Fi sucks. There's going to be a lot of editing.
It's all
I have
good.
to
We'll make
do.
it work.
I have a lot of editing I'll have to do for this one. It probably won't be out till tomorrow, or if not, Wednesday. By the time you're listening to this.
It's all good. All good. All right. As always, to end the podcast, as requested by me, we're going to give some music recommendations. And I'll just start it off just because I'll give you guys a chance to look. But we are going to be going back to the JID in preparation for Friday. Because on Friday, the potential album of the year will be dropping. God Don't Like Ugly by one JID. With an album title like that, it can't be bad, right? I mean, so I'm gonna go with Cody Blue 31.
That's pretty wild. That's a wild title.
Cody Blue 31 is arguably Jid's like magnum opus. I'll just, you guys will hear it. It's incredible. Anybody that's listened to Jid knows this song. He actually sings on this, and he sounds awesome. And I hope he does it more on the new album. It's an incredible song. Please listen if you have not. Obviously, all of our recommendations will be linked in the description, or not in the description, but there is a playlist on the channel with all of our music recs that is being updated constantly. Go check it out. Do either of you have your recommendation ready?
I do, yeah. I think Jared does too.
Okay. Whoever.
You go first,
Go.
Tyler.
Do you, Jared? Or... Okay. I'm gonna do kind of similar to last week because it has Playboy Cardi in it. Where Was You? By Travis Scott, Playboy Cardi, and Future.
Travis Scott.
It's got a
this
really
off
cool
the
beat.
new-
Great.
Yeah, it's the new Travis Scott album.
Great.
Where Was You? Travis Scott. Who else?
Do you not like Travis Scott? I could change it.
He
No.
he just
You do not change it.
screwed my fandom for WWE. He was awful. I'm sorry. Just ruined an entire title run.
Why?
Because why was he there in the first place? I just don't get it. He bashed Cody's ear literally, you know how it's fake wrestling? No, he dead ass popped Cody's ear. It was whack, dude. I was like, what the hell? Anyway, for me,
Damn. Cody Rhodes?
yeah. For me, it'll be the song's called "Honestly I" by Yellow Card.
Honestly, I
Yeah, like that.
by who?
Yellow Card, all one word.
Yellow Card. Okay. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Cody Blue 31 by JID. Mr. GD himself. Honestly, I by the Yellow Card. And Where Was You by Travis Scott Future. And we're getting Playboy Cardi in back-to-back weeks. Unless you guys got anything to add, I believe that's going to wrap up today's episode of the podcast. It's been a long one. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Please like, rate, subscribe, all the stuff that you can do on whatever platform you're listening to. Please, please, please. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.